Right, so our application has successfully compiled, and this is what our fresh app looks like. So we're going to have to do some modifications here to get rid of, almost everything here because we really do not need them for the purpose of this application. So if I go into the app, on the app component.html, I'm essentially getting rid of most of what we've got here. So I'll remove all of that, put in this. So the most important thing apart from the styling up there is this, because this is essentially what we just need on the home page. So if you save that, and let's go back to see what our application looks like. Okay, good. That's getting better. Now, if we go back in here, now we've got an error, obviously, because we need to fix that. So let's work on getting this sorted out. Right, so if we go onto app component, and what we can do is to get, okay, so now we've got our constructor. We need a router in this case to navigate from that app component.html to the home page, and from the home page we can then click on pay to go to the payment page. So if we saved that, okay, and then that solves that. So now we need to create a module for home page and also payment page. So close the server for now, and then we say ng generate module. We'll name this, as I said, home. So that's home module, and we also need a component. So we say ng generate component, and what we want to name this component is also home. So that goes into the home folder, and then we need another module and component again for payment. So we say ng generate module, and this time this will be payment module. So payment, and we need components for it as well. So ng generate component, and that will be payment as well. Right, so now we have our home and payment models, and we can then run our application again and just serve to continue. Now we have installed Angular material because we need to use the button. As you can see, button, you see that says mat raised. That's a way of including the Angular material styling that we have just installed. So, but we need to import modules for them within our home, within our app module page there in order to use Angular material. So we'll import that here essentially. So we'll import mat button module, and importing it there, we also need to make our imports aware of it. So it's in there as well. Now, very important as well, because we will be working with forms in this application, we need to import forms module as well for this. So if you get that in there, and also forms module. Let's see, is there anything else we need? We also need to be working with our HTTP client module, because we will be sending a request to our server, so we have to import this as well. And I think that's us ready to go with this one. Now, if we also go into our home module, because we need to use the Angular material styling within our home module, we need to import that here. And we also will be needing to work with Angular routes and router module as well to navigate, between the pages. So we'll need to import this as well. And then having imported these, we then need to declare them in here as well. So then the import, so you put that in there. Now, router module for routes, basically that's like trying to initialize like our routes, because when we go to the when we need to load the routes for home, obviously that needs to be configured in here as well. What else do we need? Okay, I think we're good on that for now, so we can go on to the payment module. Let's open that up and see what we need to do here. We also need the Angular material here, so because we'll be using a button here, Angular material style button, and the route as well. So, and we need to import forms module, because on the payment page is where we will be using the Stripe form, so we need to import forms module there. Okay, now let's go on to the HTML components and see what we need to put in there for each one of them. For where's home? Yeah, that's the home component. So we'll replace what we've got here. Control E, delete, paste that. It's a very simple HTML here, nothing too complicated. And for the payment one as well, we'll have a similar thing for the payment component. So if we open that up, Control A, delete that and put this in there. So essentially what this is this is the form that we will be using for our payment, to capture the payment data, such as the card number and how much we are looking to pay, and also send that over to Stripe. So that's the form we need for that. Now in the next lesson we will continue on to then basically build or write out the functions for onSubmit here. And if you go on to home page as well, on click pay now. So we need to write the functions for these ones, so but we will do that in the next lesson. So see you.